This recording, I'm going to talk you through how to create your own timeline. So this is just kind of a part of the binder that I kind of like this because it allows you to kind of look at your life, and we'll compare it to the Earth's geologic timeline. So the first one, what we're going to do is called a circular timeline. And, oops, this one here should say linear. I'm having you do a linear timeline. I don't know why I have circular here. My bad. And this will be like this. So this would be essentially the linear timeline if I were to kind of cut this and kind of make it longer. So I'll show you how to do it. So a circular timeline. Remember, your day is kind of a predictable pattern. It's got this periodicity to it. So I always started off with waking up. Wake up. I have a little bit of a morning routine. I generally shower, eat breakfast, kind of get my day going, get my coffee, and then I drive to school. So once I kind of start and wake up, I'm normally about an hour and 20 minutes away from getting to Deerfield High School. And most of my day takes place, about half of my day, here at DHS. So, oops, DHS. And I'll say, I teach. And you can all laugh now. I'll just put quotation marks where Stafford teaches. We'll go with that. And so I have my classes. I could break this down into the different classes that I have here, supervisions, etc. But at the end of my day, I generally have some time where I get a chance to exercise, and whatever that exercise is. Maybe I run, maybe I work out with athletes, etc. So at this point, once I'm done, I have to drive to get home. And once I get home, I generally have dinner and I get to play with my kids. So I would say that's definitely not only a highlight, but that's kind of my day here. So my kids, dinner. I don't have my kids for dinner, and then I generally have a little bit of work time before I go to bed, and I always give myself a little bit of time to what I call unwind. So here's a circular timeline, and then I go to bed, right? So I sleep, and I sleep about 7 to 8 hours every night. So here's my circular timeline. And I could draw this out here as well. So if I were to kind of cut this, I would call this here, this is my wake up, and this is when I go to sleep or go to bed. So I sleep for about a third of my day. Right? So if I look at this here, and then I could just subdivide this again. I wake up, I go through my morning routine. I'm at Deerfield High School for a big chunk of the day, and you'll see here that I'm just subdividing these tick marks, and I'm making it a little bit more linear. So this here would be DHS. This would be a little bit of time after school. I get to exercise. Here's my time with my kids. Here's with my kids, this time frame right here. And then I have a little bit of unwind time. I wish I had that much unwind time. So this is the first part. A linear timeline of, say, my life would be a little bit different. It'd be a little bit more complex, and I'd have different things. On a daily basis, I get this cycle. In my life, it's not exactly a cycle. It's kind of new and different. So I'll start out by drawing it like so, a linear timeline. So linear, so this is circular, this is linear. Once again, I don't know why that says circular. So just change that. So, I was born here, born at this point right over here, born, and then here's today, or here's right now. So I have a linear timeline, and I'm going to put some highlights on here. If I work backwards, I can say that my daughter Charlotte was born very recently. She's about 5 months old. It's probably actually even closer here, but I'll put it like about right there. And my son Lucas, was born here a few years ago. And my daughter Emma. These are definitely highlights of my life, highlights of my world. I haven't failed them yet, so it works out very nicely. And from behind that, I would say definitely put in my timeline of working here at DHS. Right, DHS, I've been here 12 years now. If I continue working backwards, I would say, well, I was at Antioch Community High School before that. I just moved at this point. I moved to Illinois. And before that, I had, before that I had a short stint in London. My first teaching job, I was teaching just outside of London, England, that is, right, in the UK. It's this whole other place. You might have heard of it. Maybe you haven't. Prior to that, right here, this London part, I would also say I got my master's degree from the University of Iowa. Before that, I spent a chunk of time getting my bachelor's degree at the University of Iowa. So, and then before that, I could just kind of further break that down, right? High school, Muscatine High School, MHS, Go Muskies. Yeah, right. And then before that, obviously I had middle school, and I've got other little pieces I could put in here. But I just want you to see here that I'm putting a timeline together, and I think sometimes it's easiest for us to work recent. We have more memories recently, and the further we get back, they get a little foggy. And we'll use this same very thinking as to making sense of geologic time of Earth. So hopefully that gets you started in the binder. There you go.